Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you all are doing good and learning something new every day. If you are new here, I have started this channel to share what I am learning and share here so we all can learn together and grow together. So in the previous video, we have seen a glimpse of decorators, Python decorators. And if you have not watched it, please do so before watching this video. I'll add the video link in the description. However, in this video, let's try to solve a simple real life problem with using decorators. And in the next video, that is the third part of this video, we'll see how we can use these decorators in cybersecurity space. So without any further delay, let's get into this video. Let's start by creating a file. So decorators, create a file. Let's name it anything you want. I'm just naming it as solve problem dot py. Cool. So the imaginary scenario that I'm trying to solve is like basically in real life we'll be giving our bikes to someone bike, so we might have to lend our bike to our friends. So I'm taking that scenario. If you have a better ideas where Python decorators can be used in real life, please do comment. I would love to know about those, and I would love to hear your thoughts on how creatively you can use Python decorators. But for this video purpose, I'll be using a lending our bike to our friend scenario. So for example, let's start by writing a function. So let's define a function called lend bike. I'm trying to lend my bike to one of my friend, and to let's also make our program bit complex. Like maybe it might be as easy task for someone who is very proficient in Python, but again, this might feel little bit complex for the beginners. When I say the word complex, it's complex for beginners and maybe level, but it might not feel that complex to someone who's using Python on day-to-day basis. But however, let's add some complexity to our code comparing to the previous simple decorator uh, video that we have made. So let's add an argument called name. So we want to know to whom we are lending our bike, right? So let's print uh, yeah, let's say like say take my bike and have a good ride or something like that. Let's say hi followed by a name. Let's use f. So we use f to like use variables in our print statement. Like once you add f, you can add any number of variables by adding flower brackets uh, to that. So hi, let's say Pravas. So hi Pravas, here is my bike. Please take and have fun and safe ride. Have a safe ride, and let's return. So how do we invoke the lend bike function? So lend bike, and since we are passing the name parameter, let's say uh, Pravas, right? Or Sri Charan. So let's save this. Let's clear my this thing, and let's run this. And okay, since we don't have a name parameter, name, let's say n equal to name, and I'm printing n. run this. Yeah. Hi Sri Charan. Here is my bike. Please take and have a fun and safe ride. Is my bike. This is little bit weird. So let me remove this. Hi Sri Charan. Here is my bike. Have fun and safe ride. So let's run this and you can see hi Sri Charan. This fun and safe ride. Okay. So now we have our base function. So where we will be lending our bike to someone. But do we want to do that? Like we don't want to give our bike to anyone, right? So we want to check for few basic stuff like whether they have a license, whether they have uh, a minimum age. So let's write our code in such a way like we have to without modifying this base function, we want to write a decorator. So we want to extend the functionality of this method or function. So we want to extend this using a decorator. So this is how we can use decorators without modifying, like we want to use decorators to extend a functionality without modifying the base function. To check the license information, we need to give our license information. We can ask that information from the user, right? So we can pass multiple variables like this. So name Sri Charan. Let's ask him whether he have a license. License equal to true. True means it's a boolean, like whether false means they don't have a license, true means they have a license. And age being let's say 25 is his age, right? So we are invoking this function with multiple variables. So in Python, so when we don't know how many parameters we are getting, so we have to use something like args and keyword args. So it's basically saying that we don't know how many arguments are we are getting, so we are just capture everything that is by the user. So capture everything in a dictionary and then they are stored as part of key value pairs, then we can use them in our function. Like for example, now I want to extract license information from this. What you can do is just license equal to I want they are stored in keyword arguments. So keyword arguments dot get what I want to get. I want to get the license information. So license. That's all. That's how you get license parameter. Check that. Just give print license. Since we don't have a name yet, we didn't extract the name. Oh, let's do that also. Let's extract the name also. N equal to keyword arguments. You can just use keyword arguments also. There's no problem. But the standard best practice is like people will always be using arguments and keyword arguments. So we'll just use like that. So n name equal to keyword arguments dot get I want to get the name parameter. So this one I want to get. So what it will do is it will go to keyword arguments, check for the license key, and it will assign the value of the license to license, and then it will print the license. The same happens here. It will check for the name key, and the name value is Sri Charan, that will get assigned to n, and that n will be used here to print hi Sri Charan, he is my bike, have fun and safe ride. You got it right. Let's run this. Yeah, since I have passed license true, it's given printing true, and name is Sri Charan, so Sri Charan. Let's say just for verification purpose, if I put false, save, run, you can see we are able to extract the keyword arguments, right? So it's pretty simple and straightforward, but yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys understood this very well. So now let's extend our functionality. So we don't want to modify this function any longer. We want to keep this. Just remove the print statements. These are just for debugging purposes. I just want to remove this. So I have extracted license information and name, and I use this for this thing. But I want to check if they have a valid license or not. Uh, in our decorator function. I don't want to change this function any longer. So what you can do is add a decorator. So how do we define a decorator? So let's define a decorator. You can give any name. For easier understanding, I have put decor. And what we'll do here, if you have already seen my previous video, we'll just pass a function as a parameter to decorator. So in our case, our function will be length bike. We are not calling it, we are just writing the decorator to identify our logic. So let's define a wrapper. So when we have a wrapper, it's easier to understand what's happening, right? So we'll just define wrapper and then return the wrapper. Cool. So we it's just saying expect an intended block. Okay. Yeah. So we are returning the wrapper. So now let's write our code here. So our logic. So we have a basic template. So we have a decorator function and we are passing a function and we have a wrapper function to put everything inside this. So our logic would be something like this. But again, since we are passing the parameters, our standard practice is to use when we don't know how many parameters will come, we'll just use this like I have mentioned, keyword arguments and dogs. So we'll just extract the license information like we did. License equal to uh, let me just copy paste this so that it will be the video size will be little bit less. So let's also extract the name. So we have our license and we have the name. Let's define it name only. I think it will be easier for us to understand instead of n. Name, name, right. Now what we can do is we can write like we can check we can add our logic if there is no license, meaning license user has said that license equal to false. If there is no license, just let's return like I mentioned, if you use f, you can use the variables in the print statement. Hey buddy, hey, I would like to say name. Hey, whatever your hey is Richaran, you need to have a license, buddy. You need to have a license, buddy. So we'll return that. If else, if he has else if license, meaning that he had a proper license, then we will return something like if he have a license, then we'll execute our function lend bike function. So return uh, or anyway we are printing here itself, right? So let's not return anything. So let's put it as let's just run that function with these arguments, right? So let's see, let's run the function and return the wrapper. So if everything went right, just let's review our logic. Let's pull this down. So what we are doing is a lend bike, we are giving arguments, we are extracting those arguments and printing that hey buddy, you need to have a license. So this is a base function. We have added a decorator and the wrapper in it with the parameters. We have extracted license name. If there is no license, return hey, you need to have a license buddy, and we need to print this. Let's not return it, let's directly print it because we are just running the function. So if we return it, we need to catch that return whatever that is returned in a variable and then print it. Let's try to print here itself. So let print hey buddy, you need to have a license. Else, if there is a license, then we are executing this function. So it will come here and extract the license information again and print, hey, here is my bike, have fun, have fun and safe ride. So this looks good to me. Hopefully there should not be any issue. So let's print two cases, one with license as false and one with license true. Let's see what will happen. Let's close this. Hope you are able to see my screen. I think it's not too small, but yeah, let's run this. Let's clear and run. Hey Sichan, here's my bag. Have a fun and safe ride. Okay, even if the license is false. Oh, basic functionalities. I've added the function. We didn't invoke the decor function yet. So how do we do that? We just need to add a decor here. Now, before running this function, so whenever we have invoked lend bike, it will come here and see it has a decorator. Then it will go here. So now our function, the original function will no longer be this. The main function will be here. So when we invoke lend bike, it will come here and see that it has a decorator and then go here. Now let's see. Let's save this and run. Lend bike is not callable. Something with respect to, like, it's trying to return something and it's not returning anything, so it's not printing it. Let me do some debugging here. Okay, let's not use print statements. Let's use return and this, and let's not use print. Let's return the results. F statements must be separated by new lines or semicolon. Oh, okay, maybe, yeah. There's a typo. Let's return. Yeah, hopefully that should work. Okay, we are returning it, but again we are not printing that. Like, we need to store, let's say, print whatever that is returned as part of this, and let's print this also. Save, run. Okay. So here is the issue, guys. Like, I figured it out. So what we are doing here is we are actually returning here. Like, basically we are not in the decorator function. We are not actually returning the wrapper, but we are actually returning inside the wrapper. So we don't have any function inside the wrapper. So we have to return the wrapper to the main function. So this is the issue. So hopefully this should work fine. Let's see. Yep. So hey Sricharan, you need to have a license buddy for, like, for for false statement. It's working fine, but for the true statement, it's coming here and it's saying like function and the argument. Let's return. Let's say it has run this function and but it didn't uh, return anything. Let's return the result of this function. Sorry, return the result of this function. Let's save this and run. Awesome, finally. The issue was it's coming here, it came here, but we didn't uh, assign this to anything. Like, we didn't return it for it to print. So we need to add return function, return the result of a function so that it can be printable, right? So that's the issue here. So I'll just give you an overview what we have seen until now. So first we have written a lend bike function where we have taken certain inputs from end user like name, license and age. So age we didn't use it for anything. We can write additional logic like if there is no license, uh, then we have to by default not give a bike to him. But if there is a license, and you can add an additional logic like if his age is less than 18. I don't know what's the age restriction in your geographical location, but you can add additional logic. So if license and minimum age is less than 18, then also you shouldn't give your bike to him because he is not eligible for driving, right? Riding your bike. But yeah, what we have done is we have written a simple function lend. We are lending our bike, and we are giving uh, our bike to him. But before giving the bike to him, we have applied a decorator. So we are checking if he has a license or not. If he has a license, we have to give the bike to him. If he don't have a license, then we'll run this function that we passed as part of decorator, and then returning the result. And if you have any questions or please write it in the comments. I'll try to read them all. I love your inputs. Please do so. But hopefully you learned something new. So we have solved a problem like where a person has to lend a bike to his friend. But using decorators, we have added a logic to check if he has a valid license or not before lending our bike. So in the next video, we will be uh, learning how we can use Python decorators in cybersecurity. So basically, a bike accident or something, then your local police or anybody would come to you and ask you, when did you give your bike to him? So we need to have certain logging mechanism, right? So we'll learn how to do that. Like for security purposes, like in cybersecurity, we can use decorators. We can use certain functions before giving a bike. So we can note down at what time, at what date we are giving, and see how we can log that information. So that we'll be looking in our next video. So looking forward to see you all learn that part in the third video. But yeah, hope you learned something new today using Python decorators. And please let me know how you found this video. Thank you for watching, guys, and that's it for today. See you in the next video. Thank you.